Your Honor, the state is here today to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that the defendant, Mr. Corvinus, committed aggravated assault against Kevin Corvinus, committed assault against Craig Nelson, and that Mr. Corvinus was in possession of a dangerous drug, methamphetamine, and drug paraphernalia. At the close of this trial, the state asks that you find Kevin Corvinus guilty to the charges of aggravated assault and possession of a dangerous drug and possession of drug paraphernalia.
Are you having a hard time hearing? Hold on just a moment. Is there any of our other jurors that are having difficulty hearing? Mark will get you some hearing assistance. I keep one in my ear just to help me, so. Thank you for pointing it out before we get very far. Apologize, Mr. Pickron, for interrupting, but I want to make sure our jurors can hear.
No, I appreciate that. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, let me see here. Whoa. Okay. Is that better? Can you hear? Okay, Mr. Pickron, you may proceed.
On the morning of January 22nd, 2024, Craig Nielsen was driving a rented U-Haul van to help move his friend, Frosty Hott, out of a house at 436 West Baker Ranch Road in Young, Arizona. Frosty was living at this property with another individual called Michael Madison. They were in the process of moving Frosty's things out of the house when Mr. Corvinus and Michael Madison entered the property in a red truck. Craig Nielsen, positioned near the vehicle, interacted with Kevin Corvinus and Michael Madison. They first accused him of stealing, quickly followed by fists. Michael Madison threw the first punch. Kevin Corvinus had a hefty DeWalt yellow flashlight with a thick bottom battery attached to it. Conflict ensued. Frosty, acknowledging that her friend that came to rescue her was in danger, tried to help Craig Nielsen escape the fists and the DeWalt that hit his head. They ended up escaping in the U-Haul and made it to medical care in Payson, Arizona at the hospital. Such incident caused lacerations, knocked out his 2 front teeth, and caused major head trauma. Following the incident, Michael Corvinus entered the house with Michael Madison and stayed on his couch. At 8 a.m., Kevin Corvinus was awoken by the knocks of law enforcement, who was there to investigate the assault charges. While the police searched the house, searching for the other co-defendant, Michael Madison, as well as through warrants, they discovered a crystalline powder baggie next to or underneath 2 glass pipes on a platter stuck between the kitchen couches. The police also found on the coffee table next to the couch the object, the DeWalt flashlight, matching the description of the victim, where the defendant purportedly was on or sleeping. And at this time, the state rests.
Okay.
Yeah.
For the purpose of your opening. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Crawshaw, would you like to give your opening now?
Yes, please. All right, so I'll stipulate for Mr. Corvinus that there was meth in the house, but we're not going to stipulate that it was Mr. Corvinus. State just told you in opening that after the whole deal went down, he stayed there and was on the couch. The evidence is going to show that the couch is big, almost, I would say, like if you put that into it's a three-way section. What they say Mr. Corvinus possessed is only because he was there. The evidence is going to show there's no other connection to the dangerous drugs or the drug paraphernalia other than the fact that he was present. That's it. So I can move along from there. Now, because again, we're not here in contravention of the law. I don't have a readily available way that's not BS to say that that's not methamphetamine. But I will tell you that it wasn't Kevin. The ag assault is not that. You're going to hear from Michael Madison, who's going to testify that what Frosty and Craig Nielsen were taken out of Michael Madison's rental house, who he had released from his in-laws, supposedly his ex-in-laws, because his late wife, his deceased wife, they were taking his deceased wife's things. The evidence is going to show that the only thing that Frosty Hawk had in that house was cats, like, a house cat, and clothes. They didn't have anything else to put in that U-Haul van. And so when you watch the testimony, you're going to hear from Clay Seeley, and you're also going to hear from Carrie Hawk, their ex-sister-in-laws. They're not actually blood related. That they were there to make sure that Frosty and Craig Nielsen didn't take anything else that they weren't supposed to take. Simple as that. And this whole thing happened because they had a U-Haul van full of Mike Madison's late wife's belongings. Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Collins, Mr. Peck, who's going to call the first witness?
I am.
Okay, Mr. Collins.
State calls Craig Nielsen.
Okay.
Your Honor, counsel and I have discussed the exhibits,
Okay.
and we have a stipulation relating to them being in evidence if a witness identifies the exhibit, talks about it. So we're not going to just wholesale stipulate them in and then have the jury try to figure it out. So when I pull up an exhibit, I will make the comment, stipulated exhibit number whatever.
Okay.
Counsel can confirm that for you when the number comes up, but that's how I will address an exhibit if it's stipulated to, if that's okay with the court.
Mr. Crawshaw, any objection to that?
That's correct.
Okay. So if do you have your first witness? Sir, if you want to come on up. If you want to make your way up towards Mark, our bailiff, make your way up towards Mark.
Okay.
And once you get to Mark, I'm going to ask you to stop, face the clerk, and she'll swear you in. Raise your right hand.
Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and the truth, so help you God?
Why don't you go on over there, sir? Mark will show you how to get up there. Okay, and sir, I'm going to ask you to tell us your name right close to the microphone as much for a mic check, okay?
Okay, my name's Craig Nielsen.
Okay, and you're going to need to be, if you want to move the microphone around, so wherever you're looking right down the microphone. Okay. All right. So, okay. Okay, and members of the jury, were you able to hear him say his name? No. Okay, so I'm going to need you to get real close to the microphone, sir.
Okay, my name is Craig Nielsen.
Okay, Mr. Collins?
Judge stole my first question. Please state your name, spelling your last name for the record.
Nielson.
Okay, so you might have to talk close to that mic. As you've noticed, there's a bit of an echo in here.
Okay.
So, do you remember the events of January 22nd, 2024?
I do.
Were you in Young that day?
As I were?
Were you in Young, Arizona that day?
Yes, I was.
Okay. Young's in Gila County, right?
I believe so.
Do you remember the address of where you were in Young?
No, I don't.
Okay. Why were you there?
To give a person a ride that had been kicked out of the residence there and left in the cold.
Okay. Who was that person?
Frosty hot.
Okay. Did you take your own vehicle?
I didn't have an operative one, so I rented one from U-Haul.
Okay. You had a U-Haul van?
Yes.
Okay. About what time of the day were you there?
I got there about 10 o'clock
In the morning?
in the evening.
Oh, in the evening?
Yes.
Okay. And when you were there, did you help move anything out of the house?
No, I didn't touch anything in the house at all.
Okay. You were the driver?
Yes.
Okay. Who was the one that was moving things in and out of the house?
Leslie Ikers was the only one that I saw removing anything or loading the van with anything.
Okay. Was Frosty moving anything out?
No, she was tracking her cats and chickens when I was there, and that's all.
So she was herding cats, literally?
Yes.
Okay. Who's Leslie Eicher?
She's a friend of Frosty's that Frosty went up to Pine Top and picked up on Christmas and brought her back there to help out with whatever they were doing.
Okay. So about 10 o'clock in the evening, did anybody show up that evening?
Yes.
Who showed up?
Well, before Mike got there with Carrie Hott and Mr. Covinas, there was two guys that showed up. I don't know who they were, but first they showed up, and then about 30 minutes later, Mike showed up.
Okay. Did those two gentlemen stay for when Mike showed up?
Yes. They left right away, though. As soon as he got there, they took off.
So Mike pulls up, they leave?
Yes.
All right. And you said Mr. Corvinus showed up?
He was with Mike.
Okay. Do you recognize him in the courtroom?
Yes.
Could you point him out and then describe what he's wearing?
Yeah.
I found the sweet spot. What's he wearing?
A black jacket, white shirt.
Okay. By the record reflect, he's identified the defendant?
It will so reflect.
Thank you, Your Honor. Where were you when they arrived?
I was holding the back van door open, loading cats in the back.
Okay, and was that van, how was it positioned in relation to the house?
It was sitting right in front of the front door, and they pulled in and blocked us in front of the vehicle to where we couldn't exit.
And you were holding the back door of the van?
Yes.
One moment. Let me show you stipulated exhibit 38.
And will that be on, or you want to show them on the little screen, or what do you?
So, Your Honor, I think we've choreographed this before. Once the court admits it, I'll ask that it be published.
Okay.
And then we can put it on the big screen.
Okay, so if you can you see an exhibit on the little screen there, sir? Oh, just a second.
Hold on.
Just a second. Okay, can you see it on the little screen, sir? 38.
38, it's stipulated 38. Did I get it right?
What?
It's a U-Haul, that's stipulated. Yeah. So I'd ask that it be admitted, Your Honor.
Any objection to 38 being admitted, Mr. Crawshaw?
No.
So 38's admitted. Would you like to utilize the screen to show?
May we publish?
Yes. Sir, I think they're going to show it to you either on the screen behind you or on that small screen to your left.
Okay, so, Mr. Nielsen, the jury can see what's behind your right shoulder. You see that?
Okay, yes. Uh-huh.
That's the U-Haul, correct?
Yeah, that's one.
It's like it's got the doors in the back that open up, yes?
Right. Yes.
Okay, so it's being recorded, so if you nod your head, I might prompt you to yes or no.
Yes.
So forgive me for that. So you were standing on the driver's side or the passenger side?
And when I was standing at the rear on the door?
Yes.
It was right in the middle of the back. There's
Okay.
two doors that opened up.
And when Mr. Corvinus arrived, what did he do?
He didn't do anything. He just stood right straight across from the driver's side window.
So in that picture, he was up towards the front?
Yeah, toward the front.
Okay. What happened then?
Well, after Mike showed up, he ran in the house and ran in the storage and looked like he was looking for something. And then he came to the back of the van and started yelling about the stuff in the van being his bags.
Okay, what did you tell him?
That's what he said to me, is those are my bags.
What did you tell him?
I said that I didn't put anything in the van and that I don't know whose bags they are, that Leslie was the one that loaded whatever's in the van.
And did he claim those to be his?
Yes, he did say that they were his.
So what did you tell him at that point?
I told him, well, why don't you take them out then and we'll see what she's loading.
Okay, what happened then?
And then he hit me from behind a couple times. I don't know what
Mr.
he...
Madison hit you?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he hit me pretty good. I didn't see it coming, but I went down to one knee and was barely coherent. And Frosty stepped in and yelled at him and grabbed me, and I didn't really respond to it. She just helped me get in the van and lock the door and shut it.
So you were at the driver's side door?
Yes.
Okay, then what happened?
And then I was kind of shaken off. He hit me 3 or 4 times, so I was a little dazed, and I looked out my window and saw Kevin standing over there, and he had the flashlight that I was holding at the back of the van. And I don't know how he got it, but I knew whose flashlight it was. It was the one I brought. And then I heard somebody open up the passenger side door, and it was Frosty. And when I looked that way, or before I looked over, I rolled down the window and asked Kevin, what's wrong with you guys? What are you doing? And he didn't say anything to me.
Did he have the flashlight in hand at that
Yeah,
point?
he had the flashlight in his hand.
Let me, hold on just a second. Yeah, do you have that? I think it's... Yeah, I'll look. So it's exhibit number 31. Do you recognize that?
Yes. Part of it. Yeah, there's the rest of it.
Okay. Is that what he had in his hand?
Yes, yes,
Move
sir.
for the admission of 31.
Any objection to 31?
No.
Okay, Exhibit 31 is admitted.
How much do you think that thing weighs?
I don't know, Mr. Collins, maybe 20 pounds.
20, okay.
It's pretty heavy.
It's hefty.
Yeah.
So he had it in right or left hand, do you remember?
I'm sorry?
Do you remember if he had it in his right or left hand?
Yes, he had it in his right hand.
So like I have it in my right hand?
Yeah.
What do you do with it?
He was just standing there. He didn't answer me when I asked him what was wrong with everybody. Why are they acting like that? And
So how close was he to you when you asked him?
how what?
How close was he to you?
He was about from me to you.
Okay, would you say 8, 10 feet?
Okay, 10 feet, yeah.
You tell me, you're the witness.
That would be close, yeah.
Okay, because I know what this is, the jury can see it.
He wasn't really getting his nose in whatever Mike was mad about. He was just minding his own business and being
Okay.
quiet. And then, like I was saying, Frosty opened the door on the right, and I turned to see who it was, and then that's when I got hit through the window with the flashlight.
Okay, so if you're sitting in that driver's seat, let's say that's facing,
Right.
you're facing forward in the driver's seat, the window's down. Was he off at an angle or was he directly to one side?
No, he was directly straight across,
Okay.
through the window, and he could hear me clearly when I asked him what
But kind of in relation to where you and the judge are at?
approximately straight across, a little bit further up to the right, where I could clearly see him.
Okay,
But I didn't know who he was. I'd never seen him before.
you were facing him.
I was facing the truck that was blocking me, and he was standing basically up to the left and
Sure.
minding his own business, it looked like, but I thought it was odd that he was holding the flashlight that was in my hand when I was standing at the back of the truck because there was no light out there. I was holding the light for Frosty because she was getting her cats.
Okay, and then what did he do?
When I turned my head and looked at Frosty, I got hit in the side of the head then, and
So you
Just
looked,
about-
in what direction did you look?
I just looked to the right of me, and out of the corner of my eye, I could see it was Frosty, and she was yelling at me for talking to Kevin,
Okay,
and that's when I got hit.
so he came in through the open window,
Right,
and where did he hit you?
right beside the side of
So
my head.
you're touching the left side of your face?
Yeah.
Okay. What happened when he hit you?
It knocked a couple of teeth loose, and I knocked me right out of the chair.
Okay. So he hit you just once?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you have some blood on the left side of your face, or was it on the right side of your face?
The injury was from Mike hitting me,
Oh, the
originally,
blood.
yeah, the blood.
We'll get to that in a second, but you did have an injury on the left side of your face?
No,
No.
just
what-
in my jaw and my teeth.
Okay. But there's a photo that you have blood on you. Is that the right or left side?
I think that would have definitely been this side, right side.
Okay. so-
That was where Mike had hit me.
Okay. So let's look at those. Your Honor, stipulated Exhibit 2.
Mr. Croshaw, do you have any objection if 2 is shown to him on the big screen?
No.
Okay, Mr. Collins, you may show it on the screen. And does that show up on the little screen there in front of you, sir, or the left one?
It's not.
The left one?
Oh, yeah, this one.
Okay.
Okay, let's look at that. Is that a true and accurate representation of what your hands looked like that evening?
Yes,
Okay, and that blood is your blood?
yes.
And this picture was taken where?
At the hospital,
Which hospital?
Payson Regional, I guess.
So after you were hit, what did you do?
I got in the van and wasn't able to drive, and that's why Frosty didn't have a license, so she had Leslie drive us. And Leslie was the one that was seeing Mike or with him the whole time that he was doing things. She was always with him. And so they were kind of an item at that time, but she wanted out of there, and Mike wouldn't take her back to Pine Top.
But she drove you to the hospital?
Yes, she did.
Okay.
Yeah.
She dropped you off?
Yes, she did. She waited in the truck the whole time.
And then let's look at Exhibit,
And Mr. Collins, you're moving to, just clarify, to admit 2?
yes, Your Honor.
2's, and that's without objection, Mr. Croshaw?
Correct.
2's admitted.
Let's look at stipulated Exhibit 3.
We can go ahead and show it.
Move for the admission of 3.
Any objection?
No.
Exhibit 3 is admitted.
Now, this is you in the hospital again, correct?
Correct.
And that kind of looks like on your right eye, there's some blood.
Yeah.
That's from when Mike hit you? You're saying that's when Mike hit you?
I'm sorry.
The blood on the right side is when Mike hit
That's
you?
the right side.
Okay. Let's look at stipulated Exhibit 4.
That came from Mike Madison's blow to the head.
Okay?
Just a second, Mr. Collins, we're not on 4 yet.
Yeah. So this is again a frontal photo with the blood that came from the right side of your head?
Yes.
All right. Move for the admission of 4.
No objection.
4 is admitted.
Stipulated Exhibit 5.
No objection.
You see that?
Just a second.
There we go. That's again, another view of Michael when he hit you?
Correct.
And then,
5, you're offering 5, there's been no
Yes.
objection. 5's admitted without objection.
and then stipulated Exhibit 8, move for the admission.
Any objection to 8, Mr. Croshaw?
No.
8 is admitted.
What's that?
Those were the location of where Kevin hit me with the flashlight.
So did he hit you in the mouth and the side?
He hit me right in the, I guess, the mouth and jaw.
So you keep pointing to the left side of your face. Do you remember where he hit you?
Right in the upper jaw,
Okay. And then knocked two of your teeth out?
yes.
Okay. How long do you think you were there that evening?
How long what? Was I there
Yeah, in Young.
in Young? It seemed like it was probably an hour and a half. It was taking a long time for me to just pick somebody up and get some cats, and longer than it should have. It was almost like I thought I was set up from Leslie because, and that's what I still think happened. I think that's how come Mike showed up with the attitude that he did, but,
Well, let's not speculate. He showed up angry.
yeah.
And you never prevented him from taking anything that he believed was his?
I didn't put anything in the van at all, so
No,
I
but you
don't,
never prevented him from taking anything that he believed was his?
no.
And you didn't put anything in the van?
No, I
And
didn't.
when Kevin was there, did he ever ask you, what are you stealing or why are you stealing? Did he ever make comments like that?
Kevin never said a word.
Let me show you what's stipulated Exhibit 39. I'll move for the admission.
Any objection to 39, Mr. Croshaw?
No.
39 is admitted.
Is that the front of the house?
Yes.
Okay. And was the van backed up?
It was pointing, the patrol car would have been the truck blocking right exact location, and
Well, let's do this. There's a rod there behind you. If you can point at the big screen so the jury knows what you're pointing at. Can you help us out, Mark?
at where I was at.
Yeah, like where was it at?
Well, I was parked approximately here. This would have been in front of the U-Haul right here.
Okay, and what direction was it pointing? Okay, so the thing with the winch on it would have been the back end of the U-Haul.
No, the U-Haul would have been back here, and that would have been in front of Mike's truck.
Oh, okay, where you're saying they were blocking you.
Yeah.
Okay, but that's the front of the house where they were taking property out of it.
Right.
Okay. Stipulated Exhibit 40.
Any objection to 40 being admitted, Mr. Croshaw?
No.
Exhibit 40 will be admitted.
Is that the truck that was blocking you that night?
Yes.
Okay. Give me a moment, Your Honor, I want to make sure I've covered everything. Can you pass the witness?
Okay. Mr. Croshaw?
Judge, do you need me at the lectern?
No, as long as you're by a microphone and the jurors can hear you.
Okay.
Can the jurors hear Mr. Croshaw? Okay.
Where did Frosty live before she was up there?
She was living at my house at 730 North Choya Mesa.
Okay, how long has she lived there?
She's lived there for better part of 25 years.
Okay. And she was your fiance?
Yes.
And when she moved out to this place?
She, we had kind of issues with animals, and I tried to get her to downsize the amount of cats we had, and she got angry at that and moved out.
All right, how many cats were you helping her load in the back of that U-Haul?
Probably 20.
20 cats?
Yeah.
So when you left there, how many cats were in the van?
We had only gotten about half of them in the van, about 10 of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you have any crates?
I'm sorry?
Did you have any cat crates? Like a
Yeah,
kennel?
we had cages. Is that what you mean?
Yes, sir.
Yes, we did. She had cages there, and we're catching them and caging them, and she also had chickens and dogs also.
How many chickens?
3.
Okay, and where were those kept?
There was a hen house, it was like a tool shed that,
And where was she going to take these back to?
I wasn't sure if she was going to her mom's in Payson or back to my place at that point, but she ended up coming back to Mesa.
So when did you rent the U-Haul?
I got it the night that I went up there.
What time did you go up there?
I picked it up at closing time because I didn't have a credit card to rent a vehicle, and they were the only ones that would rent to me. And it was about 8 at night, 8 o'clock.
And so you were going to go up there. How far away is that from where you live?
Well, I think it's about 100 miles from Mesa to Young.
How long did it take you to drive that?
I think 2 hours is about what I figured.
And so you got there at what time?
A little after 10, I believe it was, somewhere in there.
A little after 10?
Yes.
Okay. Why didn't you go earlier in the day?
I didn't have any way to get there. It took me all day just to find somebody to rent me a vehicle to get up there to help her because I didn't have a credit card.
Okay, you didn't want to go up there in the daylight the next morning?
Well, I would prefer to, but she was kicked out and staying in the hen house and had no heat, and it was freezing cold up there, and I wanted to help her get out of there if I could. And
She was
Mike
kicked
being-
out?
I'm sorry?
She was kicked out and staying in the hen house?
That's what she told me.
Did you believe that?
Objection relevant.
Yeah, I did. I guess I ended up,
I'll overrule.
There to pick her
Just
up?
hold on just a second, sir. I'll overrule the objection. He can answer that question. If there's additional relevance objections, I'll consider them. Okay. Can you repeat the last question?
Did you believe that?
I did.
Okay, so she's staying in the hen house.
Yes.
How long had she stayed in the hen house?
She said she had been in there for a couple days.
And her mother lives in Payson.
Yes.
Does that make any sense to you?
Not really.
Objection, Your Honor.
Hold on just a second. Sir, if there's an objection.
He's known her
Just a
for
second.
25 years.
Just a second, Mr. Collins, what's your objection?
It's relevant. Whether it makes sense or not is something for the jury to decide, not whether this witness believes it makes sense or
I'm
not.
going to sustain the objection. You can ask your next question.
So how long were you there before you went to the hospital?
At Mike Madison's fiancées or girlfriends that had died, her trailer, how long was I there?
Yeah.
I would say about an hour and a half, maybe.
Okay. And what all was in the van when you got to the hospital?
I brought bags of my own there. There was 3 bags. I brought tools in case he needed help because he was trying to get out of there before they were trespassed on the property.
Wait,
They had already been,
what did you bring that was yours?
I brought a few corded drills and things in case they needed my help because I've been a friend of Mike's and known him for 20 years, and I thought they might need help. So I went up there to help.
Okay, how do you know Mike?
Well, I met him around the time that I met Frosty, so it would have been around 2000.
Is that how you met, was through Frosty?
Yes.
Okay. How long has Mike known Kevin Corvinus?
I don't know. I don't know Kevin, and I don't know the name. Never seen him before.
Okay.
He looked familiar with somebody that came by with Mike one day when at the house in Mesa, and they asked to speak to Frosty, and I went in and told her there were some guys out there. I didn't even realize it was Mike Madison and Kevin that were in the truck.
Okay. So you brought your own bags in the U-Haul?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. And so, how many bags of stuff did you bring?
I think I had 3 bags of mine that were in the truck.
And what was in them?
It was a old Milwaukee bag that had my drill and my saw and some other items that might be helpful if he needed help, because he was pressed on time to get off the property.
Okay, so who went with you to the hospital?
I'm sorry?
Who went with you to the hospital?
Frosty Hott and Leslie Ikers and myself.
Okay. And who was driving the van?
Well, Frosty drove it off the property, and then when she no longer could drive legally on the roadway, Leslie changed with her and she drove from there all the way to the hospital.
Okay. And so, at the hospital, what happened?
Leslie didn't come in. At that point, she claimed that she had a warrant and was afraid to come in and stayed in the van, and me and Frosty went in and checked in, and I got a couple stitches put in my eye and was asked what happened, and that's when Officer Creasy showed, and I gave him my report. And
Wait, hold on.
then we went back to Mesa.
So, Leslie didn't want to come into the hospital, why?
I'm sorry?
Leslie didn't want to come into the hospital, why?
She said she had a warrant and was afraid to.
But she wasn't worried about driving down the highway with a warrant.
Objection, speculation?
Yeah, I
Just a
don't
second.
know, but I can't say.
If there's an objection, you need to wait. I'll sustain the objection. Any answer is stricken.
Thank you, Judge. I'm waiting on this tablet to load.
Oh, is it not loading?
It's been painfully slow.
Madam Clerk, we will need to give control to Mr. Croshaw eventually.
And it's your testimony that you didn't know where you were going, where you were going to go after you left there.
After I left the hospital,
No, let me back up. That was a poor question. When you left Mesa, you didn't know where you were taking Frosty. That's your testimony.
I don't understand the question.
What about it don't you understand?
Any of it.
Okay. Did you know where Frosty was going to move to before
No,
you
she
left
didn't
Mesa?
tell me. I
Okay.
did not.
May I present, please, Judge?
Yes, what number are you going to show?
Admitted Plaintiffs 5, States Exhibit 5.
Okay, yes, let's give Mr. Gilligan. And Mr. Croshaw, are you able to eliminate the left side of the screen with, hit that X?
What was the question?
Can you eliminate the list of exhibits on the left, so you just
Yes.
have the, there you go, thank you.
Apologize. Were these, so the pictures of your injuries that Mr. Collins went through with you, were these taken before hospital staff cleaned you up?
Yes, uh-huh. Yeah.
Okay. And who else was there when you showed up from Mesa?
Up at the Madison property, or
Yes, sir.
It was just Leslie and Frosty were there.
Okay. Earlier you said there was two other guys. Who's that?
Yeah, I didn't know them. They showed up just, like I said, about 30 minutes before Mike showed up.
Okay, did you talk to them?
Just some friends that were looking for Mike. I guess they lived there.
You don't know that they live there,
No, I did not.
and you don't know who they are.
No, I don't.
And you said you did or didn't talk to them?
I talked to one of them briefly, and he wasn't very talkative with me. He seemed like he was angry that I was there.
Why would that be?
I'm not sure really, but I think it was either him or Leslie that told Mike that I was there, and because when he drove up that hill and came out of that truck, he was very angry.
And why would they feel the need
He
to tell
was,
Mike you were there?
according to Leslie,
Hold on.
Speculation?
Just a second. What was the objection, Mr. Collins?
Speculation?
I'll sustain the objection.
Do you know why they would have told Mike you were there?
I'm sorry, one more time?
Do you know why they would have told Mr. Madison that you were there?
No.
Where was Mike when you got to his house?
He was visiting his mom in Globe, I was told.
Okay. Who told you that?
Leslie Eichers.
Okay. When was he expected back?
I don't know that he was. I wasn't hurrying because I was afraid of him showing up or anything. I had called there once and he hung up on me and told me off and just before I went up there, so I knew there was a problem. But I didn't really care if he was there or not when I got there.
You knew there was a problem.
Yeah.
With what?
Just because me and Mike didn't get along real good.
Why?
I happened to be up in Pine visiting Frosty when she was staying with her mom, and he happened to call her phone at 4 in the morning, and I picked it up and asked him why he's calling her at 4 in the morning.
When was that?
This was back in 2019.
Okay, so 5 years prior.
After that conversation with him, I called Karen Meredith, and I told her that she needs to ride herd on her boyfriend a little better, that he doesn't need to be hanging out at my fiance's at 4 in the morning.
But he wasn't there, he called her.
He was in Pine when he called.
Okay, so that's the whole reason that you and Mike didn't get along?
Well, yeah, at that time, we weren't communicating very well.
Okay, what other reasons did you have to communicate?
Well, he had some trouble also up in Camp Verde where he got her involved in some things that I wasn't approving of. And I pressed Frosty to stay away from him, and they had their own friendship. However, I don't know what it was, but she didn't tell me where she was going for a reason and moved while I slept and woke up into a pile of notes saying that she wasn't willing to part with the animals, and so she left.
Okay, so
Didn't say how she left or where she went.
what did she leave in?
I don't know. I don't know how she left. She later said that Mike had come by and got her while I slept.
While you slept,
Yeah.
she left with 20 cats
Yes.
and chickens,
Yes.
and you didn't know it.
And dogs. No, I did not.
Okay.
I have a separate bedroom from...
Hold on a second, sir. You need to wait till Mr. Croshaw asks you a question.
Mike Madison was in the back of the van when he hit you?
Yes.
Okay, so he didn't come up behind you and hit you?
Yeah, I was on my phone completing a text at the time.
Who were you texting?
I was looking at my phone.
Who are you texting?
I don't even recall.
So why was Mike in the back of the van?
He come up behind me and when he was asking those, he yelled, "Those are my bags." I said, "I don't know who they are. I didn't put any bags in the van. I didn't put anything in the van." And neither did Frosty, except for chickens and cats.
You testified a minute ago that Kevin Corvinus hit you?
I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time. What'd you say?
You testified a minute ago that Kevin Corvinus hit you?
Yes,
Okay, and on the side of your face?
yes.
Can I publish States 3?
Yes.
Where's the bruise?
I'm not a doctor, I don't know what you're asking.
Your testimony was that Kevin Corvinus hit you with a flashlight, right?
That's right.
How did it not leave a bruise on the side of your head?
I don't know, are you a doctor?
Just a
Your Honor,
second.
the witness says, "I'm not a doctor, I don't know."
I'll sustain the objection. The witness has answered the question.
Okay, but your testimony is he hit you in the side of the face with a flashlight.
Yeah,
Okay. And these pictures I've already asked you, but just to be clear, these pictures are before hospital staff cleaned you up.
yeah.
Okay. And you didn't call the cops, did you?
No, at the time on the property, you mean?
No. At any time.
Well, I didn't have to, they showed up and I talked to them and gave the report.
Okay. Why did they show up?
Why don't you ask them that? I don't
Well,
know,
I will later on.
okay?
But you didn't report.
Didn't have a chance, I was trying to get the injury taken care of first.
Okay. One moment, Judge. I have to switch bundles on this thing. Can I? I don't need to show this. What did you tell the hospital had happened?
What did I tell them happened?
Yeah.
I told them that I was picking somebody up to give them a ride, and I was attacked by some people in Young.
Okay. Can I show the witness? I just lost. There we go. Defense number 11. I don't need to publish it.
Can you see it on your little screen there, sir? Or will he need to look at it on the tablet, Mark? Okay, he's going to look at it on the tablet, Defense 11. And Mr. Crawshaw, what page are you going to ask him to take a look at?
First page.
Okay. Can you see that document, sir? Can you see the document? Okay, Mr. Crawshaw?
Those are your medical records now.
Okay,
Is that right?
I guess so, yeah.
Okay. Can you see the paragraph? Judge, can I approach the witness?
Yes.
I don't want to read off
That's
that
fine.
page because it's not published.
Yes.
You see that where it says history of present illness? I want you to read that, not out loud.
Why don't you make it a little smaller so I can't even...
I'm sorry, I'm making sure you knew which
I
paragraph.
brought reading glasses, but I don't have them on me.
Do you need to get your reading glasses, sir?
I do, Judge.
Okay.
By all means.
Who would have them?
Frosty,
Okay.
they,
Okay, I want to get you the reading glasses so you can read what Mr. Crawshaw asked me to. Members of the jury, while they're doing that, I'm going to stand up and stretch. We've been going about 50 minutes and usually first thing after lunch. So if you want to stand up and stretch as well, you can. So we'll do that.
Your Honor,
Yes.
I could make this a little bigger and scroll through it if you would like and...
Okay, why don't you
and make
try
it
that,
out.
sir? Why don't you,
That work?
if you want to use that, let's try that. I think Mr. Crawshaw is just asking you to read to yourself the section under history of present illness. So why don't you try that while they're looking for your glasses?
That would be, okay, right here, the patient presents,
Yes, but just read that to yourself, not out loud. Just read it to yourself silently in your head.
the patient...
Just a second, sir, but we don't want it, just to yourself, not out loud.
Oh, okay. I see the point you're making.
Okay, well, I just need you to do what Mr. Crawshaw asked you to, which is read, if you can read that whole paragraph, and then when you're done, let Mr. Crawshaw know it. You'd like him to read the whole paragraph? Mr.
Yes.
Crawshaw? Okay, so if you can have you read the whole paragraph?
I did.
Okay, Mr. Crawshaw. Well, actually, why don't you, if we need more, we have glasses. Now, come on up. Thank you, Ms. Giannis. Appreciate that.
Appreciate it.
Okay, so Mr. Crawshaw, you may continue.
Okay, so you read that paragraph,
Yes, I did.
and you reported that it was a fall.
Just a second.
I didn't
Just hold it a
report-
second, sir. If there's
I
an
didn't
objection,
report.
hold on.
Right.
Stop. Mr. Collins?
The question was, you reported, he read a paragraph and it states something, and he's assuming that there's a fact that he reported it, and that's not what the document says.
I'll sustain the objection. Mr. Crawshaw, if you could rephrase your question.
Sure. Do you know what you initially reported now to hospital staff?
It wasn't reported to hospital staff that way. I was walking, following somebody through a set of doors and made a joking comment that they obviously wrote down on here that would be a typical answer from me. And Frosty corrected me and slapped me and said, tell them what happened, okay? You're referring to me saying I slipped in the shower, you mean? Right?
I mean, I guess so. I don't think that it says that you
That's,
slipped in the shower.
that's what I'm assuming that you're talking about. And that wasn't made as part of a report where I was talking to somebody. I was walking through a corridor and somebody made a comment, what happened to you? So you can look at it any way you want to, but it was mentioned in a joking way. But no, I didn't slip in a shower. I didn't shower in Young. I was assaulted by people that had no reason to assault me, okay?
Okay.
That's what happened.
Did you also tell somebody prior that you got hit with metal knuckles?
That what?
That you got hit with metal knuckles?
I thought maybe because of the cut, I got hit with something because I got a pretty good cut on my head. And I didn't know what, I thought it was maybe brass knuckles that Mike hit me with.
So you didn't report that this incident happened at home?
At home?
Yes.
You mean when I got back from Young to home?
No, you didn't report to anybody at the hospital that what happened to you happened at home?
What happened at home? What do you mean by that?
Well, I'll just tell you, it says that the location of the incident occurred was at home.
No, I didn't report that.
Okay, so the ER medical record is wrong.
Yes. Yeah, that didn't happen at home. I'm in Young, not Mesa.
So is it also wrong that the injury was to the right side of your face?
I had injuries on both sides of my face.
Okay, so it just omitted the injury on the left side of your face.
Well, that was the one I was concerned.
Hold on.
It's argumentative. He's asking the witness, he's arguing with the witness about something an ER nurse or doctor wrote.
Judge, what Mr. Nielsen is suffering is the crucible of cross-examination.
I'll overrule the objection. You can ask about I think the question was, is it wrong that it didn't mention something on the left side? Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, and sir, if there's a yes or no question, if you could just answer yes or no, that would probably be helpful. So, Mr. Crawshaw, can you please re-ask the last question?
Yes. Is it wrong that it doesn't mention something being wrong with the left side of your face?
I'm confused at what you're asking. Is it wrong that he hit me in the left side of my face?
No, I'm asking, there's no mention of injury to the left side of your face in the medical record. Is that incorrect?
I don't know what they wrote, and
Well, why don't you read it for a second? It's right there in front of you.
this is the medical record according to that night there.
Yeah, you already said it was. Here, let's look.
Well, I'm reading
You
right
see
here,
where
and
it
it
says
does say
patient?
that.
What's your middle name,
Just a
Mr.
second.
Nielsen?
Mr. Crawshaw, what you're controlling won't show up on his screen.
I apologize.
So if you want to come back up and move the tablet, you can to show him certain portions.
I got it.
Okay.
Were you discharged that night?
Was I what now?
Discharged that night?
Yes.
What time did you leave the hospital?
I don't know the time.
What time did you get there?
I don't know that either.
Okay. Can you go to the top of that first page that I showed you? Please?
Just want to admit it, counsel. You want to admit it? Defense 11? It's just 6 pages, you want to just admit it?
I'm about to.
I'll stipulate is what I'm offering.
Okay.
Are you offering
The parties will stipulate,
to Defense 11?
yes.
Okay. That's correct, Mr. Collins?
That's right, Your Honor.
So Defense 11 is admitted. Mr. Crawshaw, would you like it
and I would like to publish.
Okay. And so, Madam Clerk, if we could give Mr. Crawshaw control. Sir, now I think you'll be able to see it on the big screen and on the left screen, and Mr. Crawshaw can direct you to certain spots.
Okay.
Do I have control, Your Honor?
I believe you do.
Okay. I didn't want to mess it up. Okay, so I'm showing you what's been admitted as stipulated defense 11. So the hospital record says, see, right, let me stand. Judge, can I approach this screen?
Yes. You may want to just approach this screen, that way the jurors and everyone can see clearer. That may be
Yes.
helpful. And there, I think there's even a pointer Mark had.
So this, it says the arrival time is 4 in the morning approximately? Okay. And can we scroll up, Mr. Corvinus? Touch that screen out of habit. That's good, thank you. So, and it says type of injury, fall. Did they get that wrong? Okay.
And
And
just say, Mr. Sir, you're going to need to move the microphone onto the other side. When you have the microphone at the back of your head, it doesn't pick up your words. All right. Thank you. That way the jury can hear and we get a good record. Thank you.
And so the hospital staff got it wrong when they said that it occurred at home?
Well, yeah, I was a long way from home when that happened.
Okay. And the associated injury with alleged assault, and it says you were punched with metal knuckles?
I thought I got hit with something, maybe possible brass knuckles.
Why didn't you report to the staff you got hit with a giant flashlight?
Why didn't I?
Yeah.
They're not the police, I guess that's why. They were there to fix me, not prosecute.
Pass the witness.
Can you redirect Mr. Collins?
Well, yeah.
Let's give control to Mr. Collins' side.
Okay. Defensive 11.
Okay, and if you're going to walk around, we'll need to make sure, good, you have it, is it on? Okay.
Mr. Nielsen, do you know how the medical records are created?
I have an idea. How?
You talked to a number of people that night, correct?
At the hospital, you mean?
Yeah, you talked to a nurse,
Yeah,
talked to a doctor.
correct.
They did a CT scan, you talked to them?
I did.
All right. So it says right here, chief complaint, patient reports being assaulted by fist and large flashlight in Young. That's what it says right there, right?
Yes, it does.
Right, okay. Has laceration to right eyebrow. Feels his nose is broken, lost a few teeth, denies LOC, loss of consciousness. That's what that says, correct? So somebody was told what happened. This history of president illness doesn't say who inputted that, does it?
No.
They got it wrong though, didn't they?
They did.
Let's go to 5 of 6, please. No, let's go to 3 of 6 first. I want to look at 3 of 6. Here we go, right there. Let's see. Up a little more, please. All right. Patient evaluated multiple times in the ED. She did not have any evidence of worsening in terms. Are you a she? No. Somebody made a mistake there, didn't they?
Yeah.
Let's go to 5 of 6. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's stay on that one. I just caught something. I apologize, Ms. Tuesday. I'm bouncing you around a little bit. Back to 3 of 6. There. Right eyebrow laceration, forehead contusion. That's the impression and plan of whoever that was. A 3-centimeter right eyebrow laceration, repaired. I don't even know what Dermabond is. Staring strips.
I think it was super glue.
Oh, Okay, 5 of 6. This time I promise, 5 of 6. This is the CT exam, correct? Let's go up a little farther. History, reason for exam, head injury, assault, GCS, whatever that means, 15 age, you're 65 or we're 65?
I'm 67.
So 2 years ago you would have been 65?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Patient reports being assaulted by fist and large flashlight in young. Laceration of his right eyebrow, feels his nose is broken, loss of teeth, denies loss of consciousness. Mostly accurate these records are, correct?
Yeah.
But it seems like there are some errors, correct?
Yeah, correct.
So we have this technique used, we have findings, no intracranial bleeding, mass effect, no intra or extra axial fluid collections. Well, I'm not a doctor, but they sent you home, didn't think you need to be admitted. Correct?
Correct.
Okay. Now, when you went there that night, oh, sorry, that might be a weapon, let me put that down. When you went there that night, you said they might have needed help. That's why you took your tools.
Right.
Who is they?
I guess it would have been Mike, I guess.
So even though you and Mike weren't communicating fairly well, you were willing to help him out.
Yeah,
Because you knew he was getting kicked out of that place.
correct.
So you took your tools.
Yes.
All right. Let's look at Exhibit 3, Plaintiff States Exhibit 3. I seemed to find that hot spot, didn't I? Now, counsel asked you about a bruise or no bruise, so let's look at 3, which is that frontal picture. It's admitted in evidence. Can you zoom in on the mouth area? All right. Is this an injury to your nose, or is that blood from your...
That's part of the injury.
Okay, so was it a cut or a scrape there?
I guess it was something that hit me there. I don't recall that as being the major of what I was worried about at the time.
Okay. Is that blood right there in the mustache?
It is?
Is there blood in your mouth as well?
Yes.
What's this right here? Is that a mole or
No, that's it.
a beauty mark?
And there's a bruise when you showed that also, where it was bruising, where I got hit.
Well, I mean, bruising or not, unfortunately, sometimes with the passage of time, our skin doesn't look as fresh as it used to be, right? That's pretty good size, getting smacked in the
Yes.
head right there.
Yes.
Might have caused that. But you don't remember, do you?
I don't.
When you got hit, did everything go black? Yeah. Okay. You got your bell rung.
Yes, I did.
Hit pretty hard.
Yeah.
Does the fact of whether or not you noticed Frosty moving out with 20 cats, or you having disagreements with Michael Madison, change the fact that Kevin Corvinus hit you with that flashlight?
Yeah.
Does it change it?
I figured he was only doing what Mike asked him to do or react.
No. Because you didn't notice someone moving out with cats, does that make it not true that you got hit with the flashlight? You got hit with the flashlight, right?
Yes, I did.
Regardless of whether or not Frosty snuck out with 20 cats.
Yeah.
You got hit with the flashlight.
Yes.
Whether or not you and Mr. Madison were having disagreements and weren't communicating well, you still got hit with the flashlight.
Yes.
No further questions.
Members of the jury, this is your opportunity if you have any questions for this witness. And I'll look. If you do, you can write them on the sheet and let the bailiff know. I'm not seeing any. Okay. Okay, Mr. Collins, may this witness be excused from any subpoena he's under?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Crawshaw, any objection to that?
I need to keep him.
Okay. Let's do this. Wait a second here. Sir, if you want to go ahead and have a seat in the back of the courtroom for a couple of minutes. Members of the jury, we're going to take our official afternoon break in just a moment. Let me say a couple things to you. There's been some discussion of publishing exhibits. You can go ahead and have a seat back there, sir. Okay. Publishing is a fancy word for the lawyer saying, we want to show it to you. Any exhibit that's admitted, when you go back to the jury room to deliberate, you'll have whatever time you wish, as much or as little, to review it. Sometimes jurors say, we didn't see that enough, can we see it again? The answer is, if it's admitted in the jury room, you can take your time, whatever you choose to. Okay, so I'm going to excuse our jurors. We'll plan on a 20-minute break because I'm going to take a couple of minutes with the attorneys. So if you could be ready at, let's say, 3:05. Please remember the admonition that I've given you. Don't do any research on the case. You can use your phones not related to this. Also, please don't discuss the case amongst yourselves. I realize that gets a little more difficult the more you hear. But again, you can't talk about this case. You can talk about anything else you want to. Okay, I'll excuse our jurors. I'll see you back in about 20 minutes. Counsel, if you could please remain. And if you just put those right on the chair there, they'll be there when you come back. Yeah. Thank you. Okay, counsel, you can go ahead and be seated. Okay. I'll note the absence of our jurors. Mr. Crawshaw, you're asking that Mr. Nielsen remain under subpoena. And Mr. Collins, do you know if Mr. Nielsen resides locally or where he's at?
He's in Mesa, Your Honor, but he is the victim and he will be staying here this evening.
Okay, he is going to remain, so I just want to make sure that we don't have a transportation issue if he's going home and I don't know what. So he will be available tomorrow if needed for recall?
You're not planning on going home tonight, correct?
Okay.
He'll stay here this evening.
So Mr. Nielsen, I'll ask that you be available. I don't know if you'll be needed again tomorrow, but it's possible, okay? Mr. Crawshaw, have you had a chance, let me just take a moment. Mr. Corvinus, when you weren't here earlier, we continued on without you. As I told you in our pretrial hearings, if you fail to appear for the trial or any portion, it could go forward in your absence. So if you fail to be here, we're going to keep going. Mr. Crawshaw, have you had a chance to discuss a possible stipulation to the drug results with your clients? I know there was some issue with that, and if so, can we put that on the record now so Mr. Collins can get with the criminalist?
Yep.
Okay.
We're good.
And Mr. Collins, what exhibit would you be asking to have admitted as a stipulation?
45 and 46.
Okay. And so, Mr.
Let me
Crawshaw,
check that, but I'm almost certain. Yes, 45 and 46.
so Mr. Crawshaw, you have no objection to 45 and 46 being admitted?
I'm double checking the numbers.
Please do.
And there's a reciprocal stipulation that defense exhibit 12 can be admitted.
Okay.
That's the latent prints.
Okay, let's come back to that in just a minute.
That's correct, 45 and 46.
Okay, so Madam
Or
Clerk,
stipulated.
45 and 46 will be admitted as stipulated exhibits. And so, Mr. Collins, then I'll let you offer those to the jury whenever you choose to. And then, Mr. Collins, you indicated Defense Exhibit 11?
I believe it was 12, Your Honor. That's the latent prints examination report.
Okay, and
That's
Mr. Crawshaw, you're moving to admit Defense Exhibit 12?
Yes.
Okay, and so Madam Clerk, Defense Exhibit 12 is admitted by stipulation. And again, Mr. Crawshaw, I'll let you offer or publish that or however you choose to. You can on cross in your case in chief, however you choose to. Okay. Mr. Collins, who do you have next?
Frosty Hot.
Okay, and she's here?
She is.
Okay. Mr. Collins, anything else then before we take our recess?
No. Did
Okay,
we talk
and-
about all our sidebars and
I don't think we actually had I think you were able to argue them in big pictures in front of the jury, but I think it was okay, so.
okay.
Mr. Croshaw, anything else before we break?
No, sir.
And Mr. Collins, will you be questioning Ms. Hott?
I
or-
will be pursuing.
Okay. Okay, then I will see you, everyone, back at 3:05 in 15 minutes. Turn to the record in State versus Corvinus, CR 2024-138. I'll note the presence of counsel, the defendant, and the victim is present. Members of the jury, thank you for being ready when we're ready. Appreciate that. I realize we have minimal facilities, so sometimes it takes a few minutes to cycle everyone through. It works a lot easier when we have lesser of you, but sometimes we have more of you, so thank you. Mr. Collins, are you going to call your next witness?
Yes, Your Honor, the State Coast Sergeant Don Engler.
Okay. So, Sergeant, if you want to make your way up towards our bailiff up here, I'll have you stop right when you get to him to be sworn in. Just face right here.
Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Why don't you go on over and have a seat? Okay, and Sergeant, as you testify, I'm going to ask you to get right up next to the microphone so our jurors can hear you. I'm not going to steal Mr. Collins' thunder. Mr. Collins, I'll let you ask the witness his name.
Thank you, Your Honor.
We'll do a mic check that way.
Please state your name, spelling your last name for the record.
I'm Sergeant Donald Brian Engler II. Engler spelled E-N-G-L-E-R.
And where are you currently employed?
I'm employed with Gila County Sheriff's Office.
How long have you been employed there?
About 15 years now.
And you say you're a sergeant?
Yes, sir.
What are you sergeant over?
I'm sergeant over the Northern District and night sergeant over the patrol and other deputies.
So you're working graveyards right now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you for being here wide awake.
No problem.
Have you had any training and experience as it relates to executing warrants and drugs?
Yes, I have.
Can you give the jury kind of an idea of what kind of training experience you have?
Over the course of my career, I've assisted and drafted numerous search warrants. I've helped task force with numerous search warrants, including searching and also documenting evidence that's found.
Okay. When you say task force, is that what task force?
It's the Gila County Sheriff's Office Task Force, our K-9 unit, and also some folks from other agencies as well.
Okay, in that task force, do they focus on lots of things, or is there one particular area that they focus in?
They mainly focus on major crime stuff that we have throughout the county.
Okay, and in those major crimes, is drugs part of that?
Yes, it is.
Okay, and then how many years did you say you had?
Almost 15.
And in those almost 15, how many investigations do you think you've had involving drugs?
I would have no way of answering that. I mean,
More than 2 though, right?
oh yeah. Quite a few.
Hundreds?
I don't know about hundreds, but
Okay. But those search warrants, a large part have to do with drugs and things like that?
yes, sir.
Okay. Are you familiar with drug paraphernalia and how drugs are used?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And in this particular case, I believe it was January 22nd, 23rd, did you assist in executing a search warrant in Young?
Yes, sir, I did.
Do you remember the address for that place in Young?
I believe it was 436. I think it was Rolling Hills, but I'd have to refer back to my report.
Okay. Young's a little bit non-traditional in some of those aspects.
Yes.
Okay, whose property was that you were at?
That was actually one where Mr. Mike Madison was staying.
Okay.
And it belonged, I believe, to his in-laws at the time.
Okay, or at least his girlfriend's parents?
Yes.
You don't know whether or not Mr. Madison was married to his girlfriend?
No, I do not.
Okay. And when you executed that warrant, was the warrant not for drugs when you initially went in?
No, it was originally for him and weapons.
Okay, Mr. Madison and weapons.
Yes.
Okay. When you were in there searching, let me see if I can find the photo here. Oh, let me ask you, that area, that address or that property in Young, is that within Gila County?
Yes, it is.
That's the jurisdiction of this court?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Otherwise, another sheriff's office probably would have been there, huh?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you remember the makeup of the home?
I remember you enter and it goes into a living room, which was off the left, which opens up into like a dining room area. And then back on the right-hand side or the west side, that would have been the bedroom areas.
Okay, and in that living room area, do you remember what was in there?
I remember there being a couch, which was kind of on the south wall. And then the TV was also on the north wall. I believe there was a coffee table there as well.
Okay, I'm going to show you what's been marked as Exhibit 41, which I believe is stipulated into evidence, Your Honor, so I move for the admission.
Any objection to 41? No. States 41 is admitted?
So it's going to be on that TV screen in front of you, but the jury's going to be looking at that screen behind your right shoulder. So if you point anything out, please point it on that TV screen behind you so they know what you're pointing to. So this is the living room?
Yes, it is.
Okay. And when you search a house, how do you search it? I mean, that's kind of a dumb question, but I know you know what I mean, so.
Yeah, so I usually start on the outside of the rooms or kind of go around major areas. In this case, we were looking for weapons. So I was looking for any place that a weapon or a weapon-sized object would fit. That being said, I moved the couch cushions, kind of cleared everything underneath the couch and also the coffee table as well.
Okay, what did you find when you were moving those cushions?
I ended up finding a platter that had drug paraphernalia and also a baggie containing white powder substance.
Okay, can you tell me your understanding of what drug paraphernalia is?
Drug paraphernalia is anything, including baggies, smoking devices, and that is used in drug activities.
Okay, let me show you what's stipulated Exhibit 25. Move for the admission of 25, Your Honor.
Any objection to 25? No. 25 is admitted.
Is that what you found under the cushion?
Yes, that is.
What are those?
Those are glass smoking devices.
Well, pipes. Yeah. How does one ingest drugs with that pipe?
Usually they put the drugs in the pipe and then they use a butane lighter to get it hot enough that it starts smoking, and they smoke the vapor or substance coming off that.
So they would inhale it, once it burns and the fumes come off of it. Okay. Let's stipulate it in evidence 28.
Any objection to 28?
No, sir.
28, state 28 is admitted?
You recognize anything in that photo?
Yes, I see the butane torch lighter that is located on the counter.
Okay. Also in that photo, there's a a bullet there. What's it sitting on?
Oh, that's a 50 caliber round on top of a medical kit, and I believe drug paraphernalia was also found in that medical kit or box as well.
Well, that box, it was initially where?
It was initially over in the couch area, and I believe we moved it to the location that it ended up in a photograph.
Was it on top of the cushion or was it you say in that area? Do you remember exactly where it was?
I believe it was on top of the couch cushion at the time we entered.
Okay. Did you move it?
I can't remember if it was myself that moved it or if it was Deputy Creasy.
Okay. Fifth 30. So this is Exhibit 30. Are these the pipes? And if you want gloves, I have them, but are those the pipes?
Yes,
that you
it
found?
looks like it is.
Okay. Is it marked or anything that gives you the ability to identify it?
Yes.
Okay.
It's got the report number as well as the badge number on it as well.
Move for the admission of 30.
And Mr. Collins, counsel, can you approach for just a moment? To admit Exhibit 30, members of the jury, Exhibit 30 may or may not go back with you, given the nature of what it's alleged to be. So
that pipe, or these pipes, what are they made of?
They're made out of blown glass.
Okay, and looks like that one's broken. Let's put up, is it 25 with the pipe? The one that was admitted, yeah, 25. Can we pump, okay, so 25, at least in that photo, it's not broken and it's broken here. Are they somewhat delicate?
Yes, they are.
And if that was under a cushion on a couch, and somebody like me sitting on it, would I break them?
There's a high likelihood of it, yes.
I appreciate your diplomacy on that. I'm fat enough they'd break, right? Yeah. So, is it unusual to find them in one piece under the couch cushion?
Yes, it is.
And why is that?
Because if anybody sat on them or anything like you said, they're usually broken.
Make a noise, glass breaking? Yes?
Yes.
Let me, I'll put them back in the box here. Now, when you were there on that day, were you able to listen to any conversations that were had between you and Mr. Corvinus or Officer Lottie and Mr. Corvinus?
I ended up speaking to him, yes.
Did he make any statements about where he was sleeping in that house?
I overheard him talking to Lieutenant Lottie and
Objection,
maybe
hearsay.
Deputy-
Double hearsay.
first of all, if you can just answer yes or no, did you overhear the conversation? And then Mr. Collins, if you could ask the questions such that I can address individual hearsay objections.
Okay. Did you overhear him say something, Doug?
Yes, I did.
Did he admit to sleeping on the couch?
And
Objection,
clarify-
calls for hearsay.
Just a second, can you clarify who the he is?
Yes, Mr. Corvinus.
Okay, and Mr. Counsel, can you approach for just a moment? Mr. Collins, since there was a break, can you re-ask the question?
Let me see if I can do it better, but not change it enough to draw another objection. Did Mr. Corvinus state that he was sleeping on the couch?
Yes, he did.
Did Mr. Corvinus state when he was sleeping on the couch?
It was that night.
The night prior to you arriving?
Yes.
And you arrived in the morning?
Yes.
When you arrived in the morning, did they immediately come out of the house?
He did, along with a female. Mr. Madison stayed in the residence for a while.
Okay. Did it come out immediately upon knocking on the door, or did it take a few minutes?
It might have been a few minutes, but
You don't remember the timing?
no, I don't remember the timing.
Okay. In your opinion, was there plenty of time to hide that stuff under the cushion of the couch?
Not when we initially came.
When you initially came up, they were sitting on the couch, slip it under and come to the front door. Is that, I'm asking, was plenty of time to do that?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Nothing further.
Mr. Croshaw?
That's the house you know Mike Madison to have been living in at the time?
Yes, it is.
Sorry, Judge.
And I think if you stay at the table, your table microphone picks it up. Jurors, could you hear Mr. Croshaw without the, I think they can as long as you stay at the table. If you want to move around, you'll need to have the.
Very good. When you got there, who came out?
Your client along with a female.
And who was the female?
I believe it was Christy, I think was her name. I'd have to refer to my report.
Was it Carrie Hott?
Carrie, yes, sir.
Okay. And what other officers were there with you?
It was myself, Deputy Creasy, and Lieutenant Lottie.
Okay. And who else was in the house? So Kevin and Carrie come out of the house. Who else is still in the house?
Yes, Michael Madison was still in the house.
Okay. And did you go in immediately and find him?
No, we did not.
Why?
Because we ended up drafting a search warrant for his person and also weapons, and that's initially what led to our search warrant to go in the house.
How long did it take you to get the search warrant?
It probably took us anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour. I don't remember the exact timing on it.
Okay, and so between them coming out of the house and you getting the search warrant, Mike Madison's still in the house.
Yes, he was.
You don't know what he was doing in there.
We believed he was in the bedroom, which was on the west side of the house, and we had deputies posted on the front watching into the residence where he was at.
Okay. So I want to talk to you, but in other words, he was in the house for 90 minutes.
Yes.
And now I want to talk to you about what you found. You found whatever was under the couch cushion on that tray, right?
Yes, I did.
And then you found whatever was in that shoebox on the couch, correct?
Yes.
Did you look in the shoebox?
We did after we amended the search warrant and opened it and found drug paraphernalia at that.
Okay. Was it, you amended the search warrant, why?
We amended the search warrant after we ended up finding the drug paraphernalia on the tray with the bag of white substance. We stopped immediately at that point and we amended the search warrant to include drug paraphernalia and drugs.
Okay. But a weapon could have been in the box and you could have looked in there, right?
It could have, yes.
Yeah, it was big enough for a pistol to be in there.
Yeah.
Okay. And the box was just on the couch when you found it?
Yes.
And where else did you find drug paraphernalia in the house?
We also found drug paraphernalia in the main bedroom of the residence, which is located on the west side of the residence.
Okay. And is there any, other than that stuff being found on the couch, is there any connection to that stuff and Mr. Corvinus?
Basically, that's where he was sleeping and that's where it was located.
Okay, do you know where on that sectional he was sleeping?
He said that he was more on the west side, I believe, and it was found on the south side. It's an L-shaped couch.
Okay. Did you ask him that?
I did not ask him that personally. That's what he advised Deputy Creasy of at the time.
Okay. Does it make, well, do you know, if you know, do you know why the shoebox wasn't put away in the cabinet?
I don't know that answer now.
Okay. And who was posted up at the entrance?
Lieutenant Lottie and also Deputy Creasy. We would switch out from time to time.
Were you in the house?
No,
You were just standing outside the front door?
yes.
Okay, could you see into the house?
We could see in pretty well. Not good enough to know exactly where Madison was at, but there was a hallway there that we could see in and kind of hear what was going on.
You could just see into the main entrance?
Yes.
Okay. One moment, Judge, I need to change bundles.
Okay.
We stipulated 12, right? Defense 12? Yeah. Okay. Judge, I would move to admit stipulated exhibit, which is defense 12.
I believe that 12 has been admitted. Madam Clerk, it doesn't look like, has it not been marked? Yes, you can actually, you can mark it as admitted, and then would you like to publish that, or what were you going to, you're going to have the witness look at it? Either way, it's admitted. 12 is, defense 12 is admitted.
One moment, Judge. These are not moving as fast as they usually do.
Because it's raining.
Well, while I'm doing this, did you send those pipes off, or law enforcement sent those pipes off to be fingerprint tested, right?
I believe Deputy Creasy packaged it and sent it off for testing. I'm not sure exactly what he sent it off to get done.
Okay. Now, can I have control, please?
And if you could, Mr. Cross,
Got it.
thank you.
So I'm showing you what's been admitted as Defense Exhibit 12. And just to orient you, this is, can you see it on your screen okay?
Yes, I can.
This is Arizona DPS examination report for the evidentiary items, I believe, 1147, 11, 9, and 4, which are the pipes, correct?
Yes,
Okay. And then underneath that, the results and interpretations for those, and it says there's no latent prints of value, correct?
yes.
And so the no latent prints of value, meaning they were tested, but we don't have Mr. Corvinus's prints on there.
So a lot of times we get no latent prints or no usable latent prints. I think in all the time that I've had on, I've had one burglary where I've actually gotten latent prints that would match.
Nonetheless, law enforcement sent these off to be tested for prints, right?
Yes,
And there aren't, Mr. Corvinus's prints aren't on there.
not according to this.
Thank you. Not according to DPS labs.
Yes.
Pass the witness.
Mr. Collins, any redirect?
40, can you put up 41?
And we're going to switch control.
So when you say you haven't gotten prints, can you give us reasons why prints wouldn't be on a glass pipe?
So a lot of times when we're obtaining fingerprints or that kind of stuff, in this case, drug paraphernalia, with it being glass, it could break and we could get somewhat of a fingerprint, but not enough to be a usable latent print. And that happens quite a bit in burglaries and that kind of stuff.
But I mean on the glass pipe, I mean specifically with the glass pipe.
Yes.
Okay, so does the heating up of the pipe to melt the meth and burn the meth have anything to do with whether or not prints are going to be on that pipe?
That can affect fingerprints as well too, yes.
Okay, let's get kind of the lay of the land, because you were talking about where everybody was. Exhibit 41, I'm going to put that up behind you on that big screen. So right behind you, over your right shoulder, there's a big screen, because I want the jury to be able to see what you're talking about. So if you turn,
Okay.
and then there's that wooden dowel you can use as a pointer if you need to. Where's that front door?
So this was the door that we said was the front door.
Okay, and that's where somebody was watching while we were obtaining the warrant, correct?
So he was outside of this. This is actually kind of an Arizona room, but there's a door about 8 to 10 feet on the other side of this as well.
Okay, and the master bedroom that you had people posted up on, where's that in relation to that picture?
That's located, this is a hallway. The master bedroom was down this hallway.
Okay, so if somebody were coming into that living room area where that couch is, probably would have seen shadows or something from somebody, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and to the best of your knowledge, that didn't occur. Mr. Madison did not cross that front door.
I was not the one watching the front door, but to the best of my knowledge, nobody saw
Okay.
him cross it.
And where was that meth pipe found on that couch?
It was found under this seat cushion here.
All right. How tall would you say Mr. Corvinus is?
Probably over 6 foot.
Okay. Would he be able to sleep on that short end of that couch?
I think it would be very uncomfortable.
Okay, so he's probably on that bigger end of that couch. There was a question of you, he said he was on the south end. Remind me, because I don't remember exactly, I want to make sure I get it right. Did he say he was on the south end of the couch?
I believe he told Deputy Creasy, if I heard him correctly, that he was on the west side, which is this one here.
Okay, and not, at that time, did you guys know where the meth pipes were?
No, at that time we did not.
Okay. Nothing further.
Members of the jury.
I'm sorry, I have notes. My apologies.
Okay.
On that coffee table in front of the couch, is there other items that could be used to smoke methamphetamine?
And do you want that exhibit back up, Mr. Collins?
Oh, did they take it down?
Would you like?
Yes, please.
Okay, it's back up.
No. You see it?
Yes, it appears to be a torch lighter there as well.
You put it out.
It is this right here.
So commonly used for that, but also used for like underwear, right? Cooking that.
I guess I've never cooked that
You
before.
never cooked that?
No.
Birthday candles, maybe?
Yeah?
Did you see any of those in the house?
No.
Nothing further.
Okay. Members of the jury, do you have any questions for this witness? I think I see at least one. If you can just sort of pass it down the line. Counsel, can I see it sidebar for a moment? you got another one? Thank you. Mark, can you run this one by council? Okay. So council, neither of you want to be heard on the second question, correct?
Right.
Okay.
Well, I don't know.
Mr.
I don't.
Mr. Croshaw, okay. So, Sergeant, several questions from our jurors. First, was Mr. Kevin Corvinus drug tested?
No, he was not.
Okay. And next juror question, did he, Mr. Corvinus, appear to be under the influence of a stimulant, a source of intoxication at the time of arrest?
We didn't see any obvious signs at the time of arrest.
Jurors, any additional questions? Okay. Mr. Collins, do you have any follow-up to the juror questions?
Yes, Your Honor. What time was he arrested?
I believe we arrived there later than 6 o'clock in the morning. It was probably 6:30. I don't know the exact time that he was arrested.
Was he arrested in the morning or afternoon?
It was in the morning.
Okay, late afternoon, late morning or late or early morning?
I would say probably mid-morning, if not later morning.
Okay. Are you able to tell us, because it's a two-part question, the first one's yes or no, are you able to tell us generally how long methamphetamine stays in the system?
Objections, no, this officer has not testified that he has knowledge of how long chemicals stay in somebody's system. He's a law enforcement officer, he's not a physician or a pharmacist.
I'm going to let him answer. I'll overrule the objection as to yes or no. You can ask, can you say yes or no to that, sir?
Yes, on a limited basis.
Okay.
What are the limitations?
I know that from my experience as a law enforcement officer and being on the job for several years, it can last in their system.
Hold on, but that's your limitation, it's just your experience,
Yes.
It's not training, it's not, you're not a doctor, you're not a nurse, you're not a toxicologist.
No.
Okay. And how long can it stay in the system?
It can stay in the system several hours, but each individual has different side effects, and it depends on use and drug history as well, too.
Okay.
So they can seem like they might not be under the influence, but they've used recently. It depends on the
Judge,
person.
at this point, I'm going to ask for a limiting instruction that nothing about tolerance goes to Mr. Corvinus's.
Okay.
Is directed to Mr. Corvinus.
We'll deal with your request for instructions at a later time. I'm going to limit the office, or limit the sergeant to testifying, I think, what he was.
I think you're done answering the question, correct?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
I have nothing further.
Mr. Croshaw, any additional questions based on either the jurors or Mr. Collins's questions?
No.
Okay. May this witness be excused from any subpoena he's under, Mr. Collins?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Croshaw?
Yes, please.
Okay, thank you. Just verify no more, good. Thank you, Sergeant, for being with us. Counsel, can you approach? I apologize. Ikran, you may call your next witness.
We call Frosty Hot.
Ms. Hott, if you can make your way up towards our bailiff up here. When you get to Mark, I'll have you stop, and then I'm going to have you face the clerk and be sworn in. So if you could raise your right hand.
Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you are about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Okay, go ahead and have a seat over there, ma'am. Okay. Okay, and ma'am, I'm going to ask that you be right up close to the microphone. Some folks find that uncomfortable, but I'm going to need you where your lips almost touch it,
Okay,
and you're going to need to be even closer than that.
okay.
Okay. Mr. Pickron, you may proceed.
Ms. Hott, can you state your name and spell out your last name for the record?
Frosty, H-A-U-G-H-T,
And on or about the January 22nd, 2024, where were you living?
Young, Arizona.
Where in Young were you living?
Oh, I don't recall the address, but it was Karen Meredith's house.
Okay. Can we pull up stipulated 39? And can you help her look at 39?
Okay, it looks like it's on the screen, it's been admitted.
Is this the house that you're referring to, ma'am?
Yes,
Who else lived there?
Mike Madison and Leslie Ikers.
And backing up, you said that this is in Young. Is Young, Arizona in Gila County?
Yes.
And then can you tell me a little bit, we see the entryway at the house. Can you tell me a little bit about when you go into the house, the home layout a little bit?
When you go in that door, it's like a little outside,
Like a bedroom?
not really a bedroom, like where you have the washer and dryer.
And members of our jury, can you hear the
Storage.
witness? If you can make sure you're real close, maybe even pull
Oh,
it up a little
sorry.
bit. Pull it, maybe move it up just a little bit, so you're just sort of looking right down it. Okay, thank you. I
Okay.
apologize for interrupting, I want to make sure our jurors can hear.
So it's the laundry room and the storage,
Okay.
extra storage kind of stuff.
But then when you go behind that, is there a hallway?
When you step up into through the next door, then there's a hallway.
Okay, and then what's on the left side?
Of a hallway into the rest of the house. Is that what you
Okay.
mean?
Did you frequent there often when you were living on the property?
Into the living room?
Yes.
Sure.
Can we pull up State Exhibit 41? And is that
That's the
a
living
true and
room.
accurate representation of the living room?
Yes.
Thank you much. What were you doing on property? What were you doing with Craig Nelson on the 22nd?
I was getting ready to come back to Mesa.
Okay. And was there, how were you getting ready?
I just, I had some chickens up there and some cats, and I was getting them together.
Do you know a Kevin Corvinus?
Excuse me?
Do you know a Kevin Corvinus?
I know of him, yes, I met him.
Did he ever appear with Michael Madison when you were getting your animals on property?
At the very end of a day, yes,
Okay.
he appeared.
And when they appeared, where were you?
Standing at the back of the vehicle that Craig had driven up to
Okay.
pick me up.
Did you have, you said end of the day, was it nighttime?
Yes, it was getting to be night.
Okay. Were you able to see what was going on?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay. And did you hear any sounds? What did you perceive?
I perceived that I needed to get my animals and we were gonna leave.
Did you see Michael Madison move towards Craig in any way?
Yes, I saw him coming from the front of the van towards the back where we were standing.
Okay.
And
Did you see any conflict?
I did see conflict.
Can you describe that for me? I see that you're feeling some emotion. We have some tissues there.
I saw him come towards us. And he hit Craig.
And then did you, after you saw him hit Craig, did you ever see Craig go into the car, into the vehicle?
I saw Craig go into the car when I was pushing him into the car
Okay. And why were you pushing him into the car?
because he could barely see or walk. And I was trying to protect him.
And is that where it ended, or did it continue?
No, he continued.
Did you try to enter the vehicle?
I tried to push him in and then get the door locked and then go around to the other side to get in.
And was Kevin Corvinus near the front of the car at this time?
He was right outside the driver's door.
Were you able to see anything that he was holding?
He was holding Craig's flashlight. It has a really big battery on it. He was holding that.
And did anything happen when you entered the vehicle on the passenger side?
When I entered the vehicle, Craig had rolled the window down a little bit to ask Corinus what were they doing? Why did they hit him? And he hit Craig in the side of the face with that flashlight so hard that Craig couldn't even think or nothing. And I had to pull him towards the passenger side and try to crawl over him. There was 2 seats and an empty spot in the middle. So I got him to be down on the floor so I could get on the other side of him and rolled the window up. And as I'm starting it, took off backwards, away from Corvinus, until I got up the hill enough to where I could go drive out of there.
And then did you proceed to drive the U-Haul away from the property?
Yeah. It's very muddy. It was slick. It was difficult.
And then did Leslie Eichner enter the vehicle before you left the property?
Yes. I yelled to her to grab my little dog. And so she was supposed to have my dog in her arms. I said, Leslie, get in the car. And she finally got in the car and And I took off. I didn't even realize she didn't have my dog yet. I realized it as we got down the road. And then we stopped at the first spot where it goes into one way or the other. And Leslie got out of the car, passenger side, and she came over to the driver's side, and I went around, so I could see Craig was okay because he was bleeding so much. And I said we had to hurry because I thought they were coming after us. I don't know. Is that what you mean?
And then did you proceeded to find medical care?
Yes, we went right to the patient hospital.
And then when were you with Craig in the hospital?
Yes.
And then did officers appear?
Yes.
Nothing further.
Mr. Crawshaw?
So there,
Mr. Crawshaw, your desk microphone is on mute as well.
thank you, Judge. So there were 3 people that lived in that house, right?
Yeah.
You,
It,
Leslie,
Yes.
and Mike Madison.
Yes.
All right. So anything that's in there belongs to either you, Leslie, or Mike, right?
Or Karen, or
Who's Karen?
the homeowner who passed away.
Mike's deceased wife.
Girlfriend, whatever, yeah.
Okay. So it belonged to one of those 4 people, right?
Anything in the house, I guess so, yes.
Okay. What all did you have? You had to get out of there pretty quick, right?
At that time, yeah.
Okay. Was there a different? At that time, you had to get out of there pretty quick. Did you have to get?
Meaning, once they got there, I realized that the situation was pretty scary, and yeah, we got out of there fast. However,
Who else was there before Mike and Kevin came back?
Leslie and a couple of people showed up, but I don't know who they were.
Okay, and what happened when those other people showed up?
They talked to Leslie for a while, and then not very long, and then they left.
When did they leave? Did they leave when Mike and Kevin got there?
They left before that, and then they came back. And they had us blocked in kind of for a minute, but they left.
Okay. So you had to leave, because you had to leave pretty quickly, what all you didn't get everything packed up that was yours, right?
I didn't really have that much stuff there. It wasn't a permanent
It wasn't permanent?
setting for me, wasn't, no, but I just was getting my animals and leaving. I didn't have things to pack. You know what I mean? I didn't have stuff.
Okay. So did you get all your clothes packed?
Did I get all my clothes? No.
Okay. Did you get all your personal items?
My what?
Personal items.
I didn't take a bunch of personal items up there.
Did you get all your cats?
No, I didn't.
How many did you leave?
I'm not really sure. I don't know right now. Probably.
Well, you had 20 cats, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Probably I left 5 or 6 of them. I don't know.
you don't know how many you were missing?
I don't know exactly. I would have to try and remember. I know that a couple of them.
Let me tell you, now's the time for you to remember. So how many cats did you leave there without?
Well, a couple of them ran away when we got there. they weren't, like right under my feet kind of cats, and they were supposed to go to,
Were they indoor cats?
no, they were strays. And they were going to a barn of a friend that Mike knew to become a mouser cat.
Who's the friend where they were going?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know who it was. He never took them there. He said, bring them along, but we never got to take them there. And I don't know, I don't
Do you know where this place was?
No.
How many chickens did you have there?
3.
All right. What happened to the chickens?
They were left there, but my friend went up and picked them up for me about a week later.
Okay. So, who was still there a week later?
Who was still there a week later?
Yeah.
Animal-wise? My puppy, my chickens, and probably, I think, 5 cats.
Okay, who was taking care of those animals?
Relevance? Objection, Your Honor.
Mr. Croshaw, what's the relevance?
Can I respond?
Yeah, that's,
They said they had to get it. Mr. Nielsen testified that he had to get up there because they had to get up there in a hurry. But we have contrary testimony just now that says they had the ability to go back and pick up animals a week later that probably weren't living off the land.
I'm going to sustain the objection. I'll find it's not relevant to the issues before the jury.
Okay. And who went back and got them for you?
My girlfriend, my friend,
Who?
Trisha Hodgkins.
Okay. And she brought them where?
To Mesa, to Craig's.
And when did you move there?
We were moved to, I'm not clear what he's asking, moved to,
Sure. Previously you lived at Mr. Nielsen's house, right? Because you're his fiance, or were.
yeah.
And then when you left Mr. Nielsen's house and went to Mike Madison's house, when did that happen?
I don't know what the date was. It was right about a week before Christmas. So,
Okay, so about a month prior to all this.
right, about a month, and that's all I stayed, was a month.
Okay. And you moved up there why?
To take care of Karen's home. She had animals, and I guess people were stealing stuff from there, so.
Okay, so that's why you moved from Mesa.
It wasn't like a move, it was more like I was just gonna go take care of the place, and, that was short-lived because all of a sudden he was being evicted, and I said, okay,
Okay. Pass the witness.
Any redirect, Mr. Pickering?
No, Your Honor.
Members of the jury, do you have any questions for this witness? Looking. Okay, I don't see any. Mr. Pickering, any objection to this witness being excused from any subpoena she's under?
Please release her, Your Honor. Let's take.
Any objection to her being released, Mr. Croshaw?
Yes, object.
Okay. Let's do this. Counsel, can you approach for a moment?
Your Honor, she'll be with Mr. Nielsen, so. it's
Oh,
not
okay,
a-
well, it'll
it's
be
not a
okay.
huge issue.
Okay. Ma'am, my understanding is you're going to be spending the evening here in Payson. I'll ask that you be available if you need to be recalled tomorrow, okay?
Thank you.
Okay, you may be excused. Thank you. Counsel, can you approach for a moment? Mr. Collins, does the state have any additional witnesses or evidence?
Your Honor, we had a stipulation as to exhibits. I gotta make sure I get the right numbers. 45 and 46, which I believe the court has already admitted into evidence.
Okay.
And I'll address that in my closing, and it's related to the stipulation in counsel's opening statement. It's the
Okay.
drug test results, so.
So, members of the jury, at one of our recesses, there was a stipulation by the parties that exhibits 45 and 46 were admitted. Again, it's up to the attorneys whether they show them to you now, whether they argue it in closing, but either way, any exhibits that are admitted, you'll have as much or as little time as you choose to in deliberations to review. Mr. Collins, beyond that, any additional witnesses?
State rests.
Okay. So, members of the jury, I think this is a good spot to stop for the evening. So, in just a moment, I'm going to release you. I'll remind you of the admonition. I don't know how many of you went home at lunch, but if you didn't go home at lunch and you're going to go home to family at dinner, you're going to have the same potential challenge. They're going to know, what did you do all day? I have a cute little story that I typically share on the first evening. Abraham Lincoln, before he was our president, the 16th president, if I'm correct, was a trial lawyer, like the gentleman here. And one of his last trials was actually recorded. One of the first cases, they actually had a court reporter there. And the judge in that case was admonishing the jury, as I've been admonishing you, not to talk about the case when they left home. And as you can imagine, in the mid-1800s, ladies, none of you would have been on the jury. It was just men on the jury. And so the judge in that case said to the men who were assembled on the jury panel that when they went home that evening, they were not allowed to talk about the case, even if their wives threatened she wasn't going to fix them dinner. So I don't know who does the cooking in your house, but regardless, when you go home this evening, you may not talk to anyone about the case other than to say it's ongoing, it will go tomorrow and potentially Friday, and that you can't say anything else beyond that. So also, please do not do any research. We're actually going a little bit quicker than everyone anticipated. So I'm going to give us a late start tomorrow, regardless of whether it's snow or not. We're going to start with you tomorrow at 10. So I'm going to meet with the attorneys before that, but you get a late start. Suspect Mark will probably want you here at 9:45 or somewhere there around, so he can tell me at 10 you're ready to go. So again, please remember the admonition. I'm going to excuse our jurors for the evening. We'll see you tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. Okay, please be seated, counsel. A couple of housekeeping matters. We had several sidebars. The first sidebar, we addressed the handling of the pipes that were admitted. Madam Clerk, because the drill and the pipes were admitted, you'll need to take those and retain those this evening. Counsel, given what's been discussed as far as the pipes, Mr. Collins, the outside Ziploc bag that they're in, the gallon size, that was added by law enforcement, is that correct?
Actually, all of the Ziplocs, I believe, were added by law enforcement. And so it almost, I believe it's double bagged. I opened the outside, and so there's still an inside bag.
And so Counsel, what I'm inclined to do is ask that one of you bring tape tomorrow. We'll tape the top of the outer Ziploc bag, and I'm not opposed to sending it back with that tape on there with an admonition that they're not to open it. Mr. Collins, do you have any objection to that process?
I think I'd be okay with that, Your Honor. I'm okay with that.
And Mr. Crawshaw, any issue with that process?
No, that's fine.
Okay, so Mr. Collins, will you bring
Let me
tape?
say that again on the record. No, I don't have any objection with that process.
Thank you.
I've
So,
assigned my case officer to bring
okay,
tape.
if someone can bring some, and we need packing tape, not like Scotch tape. I want it to be real obvious, and I'm sure the officer's used to doing that. They initial and do whatever. We're not going to do that. So, Madam Clerk, when you bring that back tomorrow, Deputy, if you could, before we get started tomorrow, meet with the clerk probably at 9 o'clock and tape up that bag just so it's over the top so you'd have to force the tape and it'd be obvious. Okay, second, there was an objection, we had a sidebar, there was an objection to Mr. Corvinus's statements. We briefly had a sidebar, the court believed that they were party opponent statements. Mr. Crawshaw, any additional argument you'd like to make there?
No, sir.
Okay. Mr. Callens, any additional argument there?
No, only, Your Honor, that they were a party opponent's statement against interest because it places them close to the methamphetamine.
Okay. And,
I think that's an important distinction. Hearsay statements of the defendant are not necessarily admissible if they're self-serving under the case law. So I think
Okay.
it has to be somewhat against interest. Again, it places them close to the methamphetamine.
okay. Thank you.
That's my record, if the court agrees with me.
No, I think I think the record is sufficient based on what the parties have told me. Next, we had the juror questions. Juror question number 1, part A was, has Sergeant Engler or any other law enforcement officer ever been called to the house before? If so, do you know what for and who was present? I did not ask that, I believe. I was inclined not to. We had a sidebar. Mr. Collins, you objected, indicating that you believe that it was other acts evidence and also opening up a Pandora's box potentially. Mr. Crawshaw asked that it be asked. I ended up not asking it. Mr. Crawshaw, would you like to make any record on that?
No, the only thing I think, yes, which was I wanted the objection to the juror question to be made in front of the jury,
Okay.
which was denied.
Okay. I'll note that. I don't think at this point we have a lot of law on how the court is required to handle those type of things. If there's a conviction, maybe we'll get some. I have always just addressed them with counsel. I've ultimately made the decision in my prelims. I tell the jurors that I'll be the one evaluating them, and I don't put it on either counsel or either way. So, Mr. Collins, any record you want to make on that?
No, Your Honor.
Question B of question 1 was Kevin Corvinus drug tested? I allowed that one to be asked, I believe without objection by counsel. Question number 2 was, did suspect appear to be under the influence of stimulant, source of intoxication, at the time of arrest? I did ask that question. I don't believe there was any objection by either counsel. I did add in, instead of he or suspect, I just put Mr. Corvinus. Mr. Collins, any record you'd like to make there?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Crawshaw?
No, thank you.
Okay, I'll give you that. So we're going to, in just a few moments, we'll recess. I'll ask counsel that you be here at 9:30. Mr. Corvinus, by 9:30 tomorrow morning, you and Mr. Crawshaw will need to tell me whether you're going to present any additional evidence, including your testimony. When you tell me which way you're going to go, we'll have a brief discussion on the record, just noting, not in front of the jury, but if you decide to, I just want to verify you understood you had the right not to and what would happen. If you choose to, we'll talk about that as well. So just make sure, I don't know, I'll let you and Mr. Crawshaw figure out what your schedule is to make that decision. But by 9:30 tomorrow morning, I'll expect to have that. As we discussed, counsel, Mr. Crawshaw, if you're going to present additional evidence, we'll do that. If not, we'll delay the jury and we'll probably start working on jury instructions then promptly and go right to that.
Rule 20 motion, I'm sure he's going to make.
Yes, yeah, we'll need to.
9:30, but I'm going to have a couple witnesses.
Oh, you are, regardless. Okay, good, and that's fine. Mr. Crawshaw, are you prepared to make your Rule 20 motion this evening? We might as well do that now, I think.
Actually, no, I'm not. Normally I would be,
Okay.
but I can articulate why.
Okay,
I
you know
would
what?
like to do this one in writing, specifically as it applies to the possession charges.
I'm sorry, you're going to file something?
Yeah, I think so, or at least I need to do some more research specifically about the possession charge.
Let's do that. We'll take that up at 9:30 tomorrow morning. That's what we'll start with. We'll start with the Rule 20. After that, I'll ask if your client's made a decision, and then you also indicated you have several witnesses. And is this the case where one of them is in custody? Or is that a different case?
No, it's this.
This is the case where one of them was brought over from the Department of Corrections?
Mr. Madison is in the Payson substation of jail currently.
Okay. And do you anticipate calling him first at 10? And if so, I can probably have Mark make arrangements where he's not in the courtroom, but he's available in one of our side rooms right at that time.
Yeah, I think so. I'd call him at 10.
Okay. So, Mark, if you could work with the jail, and let's have Mr. Madison Counsel, I'm inclined just to have the jail have him in the holding room off to the side here at 10. That way, when we bring in the jury, and then Mr. Croshaw, if something changes, if you can let Mark know, it's ASAP if
I
something
will,
is.
I have his contact info.
Okay, so you'll work on that, Mark. Okay, Mr. Collins, anything then before we break for the evening?
No, you're not.
Madam Clerk, you do have the pipes and the flashlight, but no other exhibits, correct? Okay, Mr. Croshaw, anything else before we break for the evening?
No, thank you.
Okay, and again, Mr. Corvinus, I'll see you tomorrow morning at 9:30. If for any reason you're not here, we're going to start without you, just so you know. Okay, then we'll stand at recess, council and parties. I'm going to stand on my bench here for a minute.